I am in Los Angeles right now for the Los Angeles premiere of The Irishman, the new Netflix film by Martin Scorsese with what is really the most unbelievable cast ever kind of put together.
It's an incredible thing to be able to. It took such a long time to pull it together for many different reasons, schedules, and then ultimately, you know, a lot of the film takes place maybe a third, half the picture where they're younger, and then it got to a point where we took so long with our schedules, doing other films and other commitments, that by the time we got to do it, they couldn't play younger, so we had to get into this digital de-aging, which was experimental.
Martin Scorsese is great, and when you're with a great director, it's different always because they make you feel as though it's like being a tightrope walker, and you know you get up there, you know you have a net with Marty Scorsese, so you take chances, which I like.
Well, it's always an experience to be, first of all, they're friends, and then to work together, and you put those two together and you have something very special as a human being.
I'm happy that we finally got to do it, and it took it was a long time, but you know, you hear about these movies, they advertise when they come out 15 years in the making, and a lot of that is getting the script right, getting the actors, getting everybody available, ready to do it, working it all out. It's a long process, so that's kind of what we went through.
Over the years, Al and I were going to do a film on Modigliani, and that didn't come off. But it's really his relationship with Bob that's so interesting. I think you see it in the film. They know each other for many, many years, since the 1970. When I first met Al in 1970, actually, too. But I think what you see there is a kind of love and trust and respect between the two of them. I'd like to introduce some of the cast that's here tonight. Woo. Woo. Stephanie Caserva.
Yes, I would. Whatever you need me to do, I'm available.
He likes to talk, don't he?
Hey, Greg Russell here from Movie Show Plus, enjoying being here at the Foundation Hotel this week. We've been taking the show on the road quite a bit. Now, if you've got a business that you would like us to showcase, just let us know. Get in touch with us via our website right here, movieshowplus.com, and we'll get back with you. And hey, who knows? You might be the next movie star right here on Movie Show Plus.
Field Marshal Jojo, you're our top man. Prepare to leave the house.
Today you boys will be involved in such activities as war games, ambush techniques, and blowing stuff up.
I don't think I can do this.
Was? Of course you can.
When I was your age, I had an imaginary friend. Got me in so much trouble.
This film really brings it's a celebration of love and sameness and humanity, and you know, you feel it so intrinsically in this relationship between these characters, how they, you know, they may have these ideas of what the other person is just based on their parents' experience or even their own experience, but they're able to cross that border and, you know, meet, just have this beautiful friendship that blossoms out of just innocence and purity.
That also you took on a subject that, you know, a lot of people are going, how are you getting humor out of this? But when you see it,
there's always been it's always been a popular way of dismantling from afar, you know, dismantling those structures and poking fun and also just poking holes in something. If you poke holes enough, yeah, in something, it eventually falls apart.
Right.
And I feel like that's a good thing about comedy, is that they don't really know that there's holes being poked.
I dare say your guy, especially reminded me of the guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Don't tell anybody that, because basically I ripped him off. I'm hoping that no one remembers.
Oh, yeah, it was small.
It was a very small film that barely anyone saw. So
right.
Yeah, Raiders, I mean, not this one. Yeah.
Oh no, right. Yeah, that's what I mean too. Yeah, no, but
no, you're absolutely right. I did use that as an influence. Please, come in.
Heil Hitler. I wish more of our young boys had your blind fanaticism.
Did you know Jews can read each other's minds? But how would you know if you saw one? They could look just like us. Nothing makes sense anymore. Yeah, I know. It's definitely not a good time to be a Nazi.
Check out MovieShowPlus.com to watch this episode online, and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel.
One last step. And then when I take power, they will be pulled down and ground into debt for what they did to you.
All that nonsense about the dangers of mixed races living together on a spaceship. In all the years of Star Trek, we never received so much as one such letter. Not one.
Lots of new movies opening this weekend. Let's get to it. Even though Terminator Dark Fate is the 6th film in the franchise, it hasn't had the involvement of the original director, James Cameron, since T2 Judgment Day back in 1991. Cameron's involvement in this new installment is evident, as this is the best the Terminator franchise has been since then. The new film is actually directed by Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool, and the material is handled as if this was a direct sequel to T2, dismissing the other Terminator films that have come since. Linda Hamilton reprises her role as Sarah Connor, mother to John Connor, the man who will one day lead a human rebellion against the intelligent machines that have taken over the world. I don't want to give too much of the plot away, because there are some shocking developments even in the opening minutes of Dark Fate. But I will say that they fold Sarah Connor and also the old Arnold Schwarzenegger T-800 Terminator model nicely back into the mix. This franchise feels fun again, and the R rating is the first in the franchise since Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, which allows it to get back to its roots of scary, violent mayhem. I do wish that some of the action was handled a bit better. A lot of the film is messy, confusing, and towards the end, extremely cartoonish. Better, more memorable action might have made this movie a real winner. But still, I liked Terminator Dark Fate a lot more than I thought I was going to going in, and I think it will be a real crowd pleaser, as it tries to update this franchise for a successful future. I give Terminator Dark Fate a B. I understand that some people out there will disqualify a movie if it's subtitled, but if that's you, I urge you to reconsider. Some of the very best films of all time have come from overseas, from Life is Beautiful, to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, to A Separation. Now comes Parasite, a film from South Korea that deserves every bit of praise as these other films I've mentioned, and not just as a foreign film. This is one of the best films, period, of 2019. It's really got everything you would want in a piece of cinema. It's funny, thrilling, thought-provoking, and deeply meaningful on several different levels. And it's all put together seamlessly by director Bong Joon-ho, who brought us Okja and also Snowpiercer. But to give away the plot is to spoil the fun, and this film is one that I think benefits from you knowing as little about it as possible going in. So just take my advice. Seek out Parasite, a film that will burrow deep down in your soul and one that is hard to shake. It's one of the best films of 2019, and I give Parasite an A. From the twisted, quirky mind of writer-director Taika Waititi comes JOJO Rabbit, the feel-good Nazi movie of the century. It's about a young Nazi boy, played by Roman Griffin Davis, whose imaginary friend just happens to be Adolf Hitler, played by Waititi himself as a neurotic goofball. The movie is poignant and funny, lampooning the idea of hate, white nationalism, and really everything else that the Nazi Party stands for. It's very tricky to strike a balance between funny and serious, especially when your movie is set during World War II. And Waititi is mostly successful in walking that line, but some of it doesn't quite land. JOJO Rabbit is a celebration of our commonalities and an uplifting rejection of hatred, so it's hard not to get on board with it. And I give JOJO Rabbit a B+. Also in theaters this weekend is a film starring and directed by Edward Norton called Motherless Brooklyn, which also stars Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Bruce Willis, and Willem Dafoe. New on Netflix this weekend is the epic Timothée Chalamet vehicle, The King, about the iconic monarch Henry V of England. Check out the website for my full reviews of those films. For more detailed reviews of these and other movies, please check me out on Rotten Tomatoes. You can go to the site, search the critics list to find Tom Santilli, and you can scroll through all of my recent and not so recent reviews. Another good way to find my stuff is to follow me on Twitter @TomSantilli, or go to the website movieshowplus.com.
feeling. The Force brought us together. We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Long have I waited. And now, you're coming together. Is your undoing.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny. The Force will be with you.
Always.
A Dream Limousine continues to be Metro Detroit's finest luxury transportation service. 734-542-6800. Offering late model luxury SUVs to brand new party buses that seat up to 34 passengers. 734-542-6800. Including the one-of-a-kind Escalade Stretch with the exciting jet door. Call 734-542-6800. That's 734-542-6800. A Dream Limousine.
I just scheduled a pitch meeting for tomorrow, and I'd like you to be there
Oh, I'd love to.
to serve peppermint hot chocolate.
I really wanted to make my mom proud. I took this job because I want to be a journalist.
Hope, your mom was already super proud of you.
Sorry to hear about your mom.
Someone left this at my door. Christmas jar. Maybe one of the neighbors dropped it.
The first person you ask is going to take it from you.
I think people are better than that.
I don't know what world you live in, but I can assure you they're not.
I discovered a message board of jar recipients.
I found this jar at my door. Someone actually wanted to do something nice for me. That changed everything.
This whole thing is totally snowballed, and some people have now been inspired to start jars of their own.
Where do you think this idea came from?
And that's what I want to figure out and write about.
I'm dying to know who's behind this.
What if they don't want their story told?
I always knew there was a reason I went DC over Marvel. Detective Comics, eh?
Whoa!
There is a long history of journalists in this country going undercover for the sake of a good story.
Well, you know I'm not really stalking him.
You seem to know what you're doing out here.
I should.
Let's see what you got.
Where do you come from?
Everybody likes a good love story. My son's a romantic. Thanks, Dad.
So we have to be really quick.
Mom's the word.
Still haven't told them yet?
Well, I can't yet. I haven't exactly been honest with the Maxwells.
Don't fight it, embrace it.
This jar fit will change. It renewed my faith.
And now you want to pull the plug. We're running the Christmas jar store, and that's final.
I mean, I'm scared.
Scared of what?
I'm scared of this moment.
These jars are proof that the magic of Christmas is real.
That's the real spirit of giving.
The New York Times declares A Night with Janis Joplin rocks the house. New York Magazine raves Mary Bridget Davies is remarkable. Her Janis is nothing short of extraordinary. Variety says it's packed with death-defying, electrifying performances. And New York One cheers, this will rock your socks off. A Night with Janis Joplin. Visit telecharge.com.
I got something wrong with me. That's the first thing to know.
I got threads in my head. I got threads in my head, man.
I twitch and shout a lot. Makes me look like a damn freak show.
Can't you ever cut that out?
I'm sorry. Touch it, Bailey.
I'm sorry. But inside my head's an even bigger mess. I can't stop twisting things around, words and sounds especially. Have to keep playing with them until they come out right. Sorry.
Jeez. Figured I asked.
Like I said, a damn mess. Then I started working for Frank. Frank Minna, Private Eye.
Boys.
Frankly, Franco.
Even though it took place 60 years ago, basically,
Yeah,
it's right out of today's headlines.
What happened in the 50s in New York is very resonant to what's going on in America today, and but also that makes it sound more political. In some sense, this is a for me, it's in that tradition of films I loved, like L.A. Confidential and Chinatown. That I just wanted to make one of those. It was the challenge of trying to make a period and the music of that era and the costumes of that era feel like really authentic. Because I think like when I saw L.A. Confidential or Chinatown, part of it's not the plot. It's just your mind just goes, oh, I'm so happy to be on this drift. You know, it just feels real.
Once it starts, next thing you know, it just grabs you.
Cool, good.
And pulls you right in.
It's a New York story, and you're from Detroit, right?
Yep.
Okay, so, you know, sometimes in urban areas, life is tough, but how people help each other out, or don't help each other out, is the story. And that's very much what this story is about power, how it's shared or not, where it's hidden, who's really pulling the strings, what motivates them. All those are in the mix.
Yeah. I thought, you know, there were so many twists and turns in the plot that, you know, I think for an audience, it's you know, going to keep you guessing, and that's the kind of, you know, movie I like to watch.
If you threaten his work, he will destroy you.
You all alone?
You got no idea.
You're webbed up in this somehow, and these people aren't going to stop.
You got a head just like mine, always turning things around. Some people call it a gift, but it's a brain affliction just the same.
You remember what I said?
She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
What don't I know?
Check out MovieShowPlus.com to watch this episode online and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel. Next time on Movie Show Plus.
Where are we going?
There's a place. You sure you want to do this?
I'm ready.
Yes, you run, dear. And then I will find you. And you will scream for years.
Come and play with us forever and ever.
Any and all views and or opinions expressed by me, Tom Santilli, are fully my own and do not necessarily reflect the views and or opinions of Movie Show Plus, any other critic on the show, or anybody else associated with this program.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.